Hello, I thought I'd do a quick flooring video because some of you maybe have some problems with your flooring. So I'm going to do three different types of flooring. I'm going to do a kitchen tile. This will be in the dining room here as well. Switch to a wood floor and then a carpeted area. And just give you an idea how those work. So when we do flooring, the important thing to remember is you've got to keep track of how thick your flooring is. So the flooring can be done by going to the architectural tab, then go to the floor option. In your templates, I gave you three basic starters. I gave you finished hardwood, finished tile, and a finished carpet. So I'm going to go and start with the tile. So I'm going to go and edit that and then duplicate it because I'm making a change. And I'm just make this kitchen tile just for the ease of it. Tile kitchen. And so I know what it is and where it goes. Then hit edit on the structure. And that's going to take me into the default, which is just travertine. So I'm going to click on the material area. That takes me to the library. I go to the gray sphere with the blue plus, hit create new material. Comes up as default new material. I'm going to right click, rename that. This will be tile, and I'm going to call it kitchen. And we'll go with that. Enter that in to lock it. Then over here, the words no image selected, that's your hyperlink. So I go to my image and I go find an image I've saved off the internet. So in this one, I'm just going to go down, grab kitchen tile, and hit open. And then double click on the picture, and it's going to tell me this tile is a 1 foot square mosaic. That means that each of these tiles is 6 inches, which is a pretty good kitchen tile size. So I'm going to go with that. And you change that here at scale. And if you want to go larger, if I want to go 2 feet, you have to put in the inches. Okay, you have to put in inches in here. It won't take feet and inches. You have to convert to inches. So now each unit is a 1 foot square. That might be a little much for this pattern. So I can switch it back to inches or feet, and I hit done. Then I hit apply and OK. And here I've got my structure. And that tile is only about maybe a quarter of an inch. Yeah, maybe a little bit more, maybe 3/8, depending on the quality of the tile you're buying. So put in 0.375. Then I'm going to insert a substrate. Now notice it's above the structure. So that needs to be moved down. So it's under the structure. And for this one, I'm just going to use concrete. It's really grout, but it's basically the same stuff. And so I'm just going to do poured concrete because it's loaded in there. Hit OK on that. And that's going to have about 5/8 of a thickness. So it's a good what's called a thick set on the floor. Just have it bond there. And so that will help my two. That gives me an inch of thickness. That's really a little bit of overkill. In all reality, it's probably closer to 3/8. So if I do 3/8, then Revit's going to calculate the thickness of that for us. So hit OK, and I look at 3/4 of 4 for thickness. Okay, so I hit apply and OK, and I come over here, and I want to make sure that my floor matches. Now the default's 1 inch on there is what I've given you, so you need to change it to the thickness of your flooring. This floor is built from the top down. Okay, then I'm going to now place that floor. So I'm going to use my selection area. You can either draw it with lines or shapes. You can pick lines, you can pick walls. Picking walls is the fastest. So I want this wall, this wall, this wall, and I'm going to draw a line from the corner here straight across. Okay, so I'm just going to make that my tiled area. Using the corner tool, I connect this to this. Don't pick both walls if they're different. Only one line per side. Then I use the corner on this side, close that off. I hit the check mark to check it, and if everything's good, it'll come up with this window that says, do you want to attach it to the walls? You hit yes. That way, if you move your walls, the floor matches the size. So there's my tiled area, and I can put that in play and make sure it's all good. Okay, now the next one I'm going to need to create a floor for, so I'm going to bring up flooring, and I'm going to look for um, knotty pine. Knotty pine flooring. Now, typically we don't use softwoods on floor. I like it. I think it looks good. One, it gets more character the older it gets. So I'm going to bring up the picture, whatever the internet has for me to offer. I'm going to right click and I'm going to try and save image as. And if it comes up as anything other than a JPEG, a BMP file, or a PNG, it's not going to work. So this one will not work. I got to find a different pattern. So I cancel, go back to my images, see if I can find another image on the network that's a little more user friendly. So now we're getting to oaks. We're losing what I'm searching for. It kind of drifts a little bit. So I'm going to try here and a right click, save image as. And this one comes up as a JPEG and it names it. I'm going to cut off the dimension side because I really don't need that much. I don't need to know it's tongue and groove. That's kind of almost common. And I'm just going to save it to the same folder my house is in. Everything's got to be saved. If you move these around and separate them from their folder, they won't show. Then I go back to Revit, and I go into my floor again, just like before. And then we'll go to the hardwood, and then I edit, duplicate, hardwood. This is going to be knotty pine. And again, pine, when it gets stained and scratched and you restain it, it just gets more and more character over it. So it's kind of my favorite right now. So hit OK. And then go into the structure. I need to change out the wood. So I got to go material, new material, rename it. This is going to be wood, floor, knotty pine. And I enter that, and I go search the image. And there's knotty pine. Open that up. Click on the picture. Now this is 1 foot by 1 foot. You can kind of see the planks in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5, more like 4. So they're about 3 inches wide. I'm okay with that, but I'm going to change the width. So I go down to scale, I unlink them, and I change the width, and then make that 4 feet, so 48 inches. So now it's got more of a plank type look to it, a little more realistic. Hit done, apply, and OK. And my thickness here, because it's solid wood, I'm going to try and go 1.5 inches. This is what I'm going to ask for. More likely it's to be 5/8, so I'm trying to think. I'll probably end up getting 7/8. So let's put in 7/8. So 7/8 of an inch. I notice I put the fraction in, so I can do that. It'll convert over just fine. And so I hit OK. And I'm gonna, just to show you, I'm gonna hit apply and OK. I'm gonna zero my offset out, even though I told you not to. I'm going to do that anyway while I place this floor so you can see what happens. For this one, I'm going to do walls first. I want this wall. I want the wall coming across, the one up the side of the stair, and this little one right there. And then go to pick a line and pick the edge of my tile. Check that off. And as I say, hey, these are kind of overlapping. So hit continue. I'm not sure why it's not letting me do that. So let's go ahead and corner everything. This corner's here. This corner's here. This is a corner across here. This one up to the corner here. Now, there's an archway here. You have to decide whether you want the wood floor to go into the arch or have the carpet come in. I'm going to have the carpet come in, and I'll show you how to do that as well. It just changed the boundary. So there's my boundary. Check it off. I get an orange highlight. This means that I have floors that are in the same space. I've broken the laws of physics. I'm just say fine, just leave it. And then put my carpet in next. And this is the stairway. I'm not going to put carpet here since I haven't put the stair in yet. So one more floor, really fast. floor, go to the carpet option, edit, duplicate the name here. I'm just going to do a blue gray carpet on this. Edit, change my material out, create a new one. Actually, I already have created this one, so I'm just going to use this one. So if I got created, for my size, I'm going to go 10 foot. That's 120 inches. Carpet rolls are 20 inches, 20 feet wide. So the less you have to cut carpet, the cheaper it gets for use in the house because you don't have as much waste. And that's kind of a big deal for me. So try and make my rooms in modulars of 5 feet so that I can carpet with ease. Hit done. Go back to apply and OK. And then I'm going to add in the pad. So I'm going to do insert. Again, make sure it's below. So I'm going to move it down. This is a substrate. You can go in. I've already created a carpet pad. So I'm going to use that. Hit OK. So the carpet I'm putting in is probably about 3/8 of an inch. But the pad I'm going to put in is the maximum size is 0.5. Half an inch is the maximum size carpet pad. Most of the time, people get quarter or even down to an eighth. But I'm going to put in the maximum. So I'm going to look at the size on this one. It can be a different thickness. So hit OK. My thickness is 7/8. So now I'm going to raise my floor height here when I hit apply and OK. My offset is 7/8. And I'm going to put that in this lower portion. So starting with wall, I want this wall, coming down into the entryway, up the side, and then across here, then back to line. And I notice I missed this whole gap. Cornered out, one line per side. Can't say that enough. And I did not get this gap here figured out. I've got to come back. So don't let me forget. Thanks for reminding me. I'll go back and do that. This comes up to here. This comes over to here. So I check those out. It's not the cleanest wall connection there. But now I've got to do some fixes. So I can do that with a line. The easiest thing is just first I'm going to take this line and I'm going to try and move it down to the opposite side of the wall. And that means it's got to go up against the stud. So I do an align tool and align it there. And so now I can see where my gap is. So I've got a gap here. So this is going to be pretty easy. I'm just going to do a draw a line. So modify, draw a line up to there. This is going to come over and end that one. Corner tool my fixes. Trim this off. This connects to here. Fix that. Over here it's a little more involved. I can pick a line again. I want this line, and it says, hey, you've used that line. I know, it's okay. Then I've got to cut the prior line, the one that exists before. Corners. I'm going to take here. It's kind of a backward L. That opens it up. Then bring it down, create the top round. I'm selecting the parts of the line I want to keep. So now I've got that carpet going under the archway. So I can check that off, see if I got any errors. It says nope, attach it. There's my floor. All right, let's go see what these look like. That's in 3D. And there are my floors. And I've got one really nice floor, one that keeps going in and out in shade, and one that I did not even closely get set right. So I need to fix those. You then go into your floor plan. This line right here, I'm going to move that aside, is created by going to your view and section, and you're cutting a section through the whole house. Then you can right click on it, go to that view. If you set that view to fine detail, you can zoom in and see where the tile is. So here's my tile. It's my kitchen. Everything looks good there. I come over here. My wood is here, and it's sunk down. So there's my wood floor. If I edit type, I can see its thickness is 7/8. So I say, okay, let's go make that 7/8 above, so I use 7/8 and apply that. That lifts it up. So let's go see what I did there. We'll go check that. Now I've got my knotty pine floor. It's got some blues that kind of tie the tile into it. But now my carpet's a mess. So let's go back into that section and find the carpet. And this should be, there's my knotty floor. Carpet should be blueberry cut right there. Now it's not showing, so I've got to go look at what happened to this carpet. So first I'm going to edit type, and there's my carpet and my pad, and just a good blue-gray carpet. So that part's good. I'm going to go check the size again, make sure I didn't shift it. It's did shift a little bit. 120, hit done. Now look at something else in there. It's not on the right zeros. It's not zeroed out. So I'm going to zero that. Make sure it's 0, 0 on the house. Hit done there. Apply and OK. And OK. Now everything there, so that's 7/8. Apply and OK. And my height above floor is already at 7/8. So now I've got a conundrum. When I get done with this and I go into that 3D view, I don't see my carpet. It is right there. So I'm going to select it here. I'm going to lift it up so I can see if that's problematic. So it's now floating high above my floor. Back to 3D, and still not showing. That's kind of interesting. So I'm going to try change it to a different carpet and see if it's something on my screen that's causing that. So go here, back in, and I'll try a gray. Let's try the beige carpet here instead. I'll hit OK on that. Same thickness. I'll hit OK, hit apply, hit OK, and change this back to 7/8 while it's selected. Hit apply. There's my carpet. Now I can see my carpet. So now I can see my carpets. And so it might be just an image issue, could be a resolution issue, but you just trial and error it. And hopefully you find that helpful. And we will talk to you again all soon.